Your energy ka talaga.
Pure energy. Gary.
Yeah.
It's kind of painful. I was rushing a little bit with my retouch. Some of the
Agaw mo
powder
na.
got into my eyes.
Ano ni
Okay.
Gary?
Now we go to the third portion of our Toastmasters meeting this afternoon. And here to lead us in our evaluation portion, would like to welcome our general evaluator this afternoon, our division director, Toastmaster Ed. Woohoo!
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Jude, for that interesting introduction. Okay, so welcome everybody. And we're here again this Saturday. Okay, it's supposed to be rainy season, right? It's so hot nowadays. Anyway, we have a theme, the things that go bump into the night, okay? And really, I was surprised to see our Toastmaster of the day with props, with you know, with the looks. Okay. Now, so really, I commend our Toastmaster for really preparing. Okay. Okay. So as you know, the evaluation portion of the meeting is that portion where we get to learn how we can improve our own performance as speakers, as communicators, okay, as role takers. Okay, so how did we do? Right? So we started off our meeting and then we had our grammarian, then we had our table topics session. Okay, let's move on to our table topics session. How did we do as table topic speakers? How did we do in that impromptu session? Okay, so let's welcome our table topics evaluator, the one and only area director, Cristina.
Congratulations, everyone, for this very unique theme we had for today. Quite unique. Maybe a lot will be surprised why we have chosen this. It's just really for a Chinese culture to have this. This is a big thing for Chinese this August month, that you cannot do anything this month, from even cutting your hair, as simple as things like that. This evil spirit, they think, was right now is loitering around. This is the season that the gates of the spirit was open. That's how Chinese translate this August month. So nobody will open a new business, things like that. That's really the story of the August month. So right now, with our team, things that go bump at night, I would like to congratulate our table topic master, TM Porsche, for doing this portion very creative. Using the visual was creative. What I love most was when you did the fortune cookie. It's like after they have given their speeches, you have given everyone a reward by giving this fortune cookie. So
virtual.
that really entice the speaker. How I wish I can, but since I'm the evaluator, I cannot join because I like to know what my fortune for today is. Okay. My only suggestion was, there's a part whenever you speak is, I don't know, you're looking I don't know if it's another screen or two screen. You look on the other side. We really have to be more conscious that really just really face the screen. That's the only thing overall I recommend, and hopefully hear from you the next meetings to come, speeches or table topics portion. Congratulations, Toastmaster Porsche. Now I will be talking about our first speaker, Toastmaster Lilia. Toastmaster Lilia, you always give a speech about your personal experience, which I really love. And no, everybody wants to listen somebody's speech about their own experience, because that's the most unique stories we can ever heard. What I would like to recommend was to put a call to action at the end of your speech. Very simple call to action for us, for the members, or for other people, for the listeners, to something to take home to after listening with your speech. And also for our three speakers, actually everybody said thank you. Three speakers for the table topics, I have to remind that everybody said thank you. Normally, we don't say thank you because we, the listeners, would thank all the speakers hearing all these speeches from you. Normally, we just end it by saying back to you, table topic master, to end the speech. Now, thank you and congratulations, Toastmaster Lilia. Now I'm going to our second speaker, Toastmaster Gigi. Toastmaster Gigi give a straight to the point answer, giving us the reasons what has life taught her during this time, during recently. I love that. And also she repeated her point twice for us to recall her point. My only suggestion was maybe to have her lighting improve, to put some lighting, because I really can't see her face well. Overall, the speech was great. You have a direct to the point answer and repeated it twice. Congratulations, Toastmaster Gigi. Let's all give her a big hand. To our third speaker, President Pat. President Pat, what I love was your manner of speaking. Very confident and poised. That smile, I think that's something we have to learn and be cautious about whenever we are speaking. To remember to have that smile on our face whenever we are speaking. That's what I noticed. My challenge with you was to, if you can inject, maybe somewhere in the future, inject some humor on your speech. Overall, I like to congratulate everyone for doing a great speeches. Back to you, our general evaluator.
Thank you very much, Madam Table Topics Evaluator, for that that comprehensive evaluation of our speakers. Okay, now I noticed that as an evaluator, you noticed the content of the presentations, and you also notice how effective the person each person presented himself or herself in front of the camera. This is very good because as Raju, DTM Raju of Division B said, we are now challenged with presenting ourselves in a digital format. Okay, so you shared you shared the tips on suggestions on looking into the camera, which is very appropriate for these kinds of presentations. Okay, now what can I recommend for you, Area Director Cristina, is just one. You mentioned there are cases wherein you gave a tip. Now, you may also want to include an example. Okay, when you say, oh, maybe you could inject humor. My challenge is, why not suggest what kind of humor? Okay, in that way, our speakers could get an example of what a humorous example looks like. Okay. I'm not sure if I got it. Area Director Cristina, did you evaluate our topics master for the day?
Yes, I started with the table topics master first.
Okay, good. Now, so anyway, in general, what can I recommend? What can I summarize from the points of our table topics evaluator for the benefit of everybody? Well, one is eye contact. Second is, well, of course, there are other components that you may want to include, like try to incorporate a mini story inside your presentation. Also, I'm not sure if you've had the chance of meeting foreigners in a table topic session. You know what I noticed? These foreigners say that there are no such things as table topics patterns in table topics. It's only here in the Philippines. That's really interesting. When somebody tells me that, hey, in the Philippines, there's no such thing as table topics patterns anywhere in the world. It's only here in the Philippines. Well, welcome to the Philippines. Okay, so we're the only ones who have that. I mean, either it's a plus or it's a minus. Well, here in the Philippines, that's how we do it. So we get to learn from these patterns. Okay, but what's important is what's essential in table topics is beginning, body, and conclusion, well structured. Okay, and best if you're able to use gestures. Okay, and I noticed that there are a number of table topic speakers. They focused on the message, but remember, we also have a thing like non-verbal communication, and this also plays an important part in conveying the message, right? Because some of the messages are actually non-verbal. Oh, by the way, for the benefit of everybody, I took up some training in NLP, and I found out that one way to get close to a person, Jude, take note, is through non-verbal signals, right? So you can engage the audience better with your gestures, eye contact, okay? How you move in front of the camera. Sounds interesting? Well, that's something that we could all read on. Oh, by the way, as far as our topics master is concerned, congratulations, good topics. Now, what can I recommend for our topics master? Okay, I really like your theme for the table topics, which is was that fortune favors the bold. Very nice. I really like that. Now, since our theme for the meeting is about the things that go bump in the night, you may want to incorporate that those types of questions too, right? Okay. Now, maybe you're wondering, are there really ghosts? By the way, have you experienced sometimes you just, it seems like there's something that swiftly passes in front of us in blinding speed. We just, oh, what was that? Okay. It's color black and it might be a ghost. Okay, just anyway, so good job, topics master. Good job, table topics evaluator. Good job, speakers. Let's all give them a big round of applause. Okay, now we move on to the evaluation of prepared speakers. Okay, now before we talk about this, I want to show you something, okay? Take a look at this. For those who don't know, this is an avocado seed. Look, okay, and it's got roots below. I got the seed and I put it in this container of water. Okay, so something to keep me busy. Plant a tree during this crisis. Okay, something to really bring up the spirits. Okay, now we are in the ghost months where the spirits come up. Okay, so we now move on to the tabletop, the evaluation of prepared speakers. So how did our speakers do? Let's call on our speech evaluators. Let me check my notes. Our first speech evaluator to to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Gigi. Let's welcome our president, Toastmaster Patricia.
So for Gigi's speech, which is entitled Dynamic Leadership Level 2, Project 1, how do I become a better leader? And Gigi, I'd like to congratulate you for delivering a very inspiring speech. And I would like to share my evaluation of why I think so. So you mentioned something about passion is contagious, and I really felt that in your speech. I like to commend how your content, the mix of personal stories, you shared something about sharing one desktop computer with 12 colleagues of yours, and that really stood out to me of your dedication and also those around you. Also, the mix of quotes and concepts. I think that what makes a great speech is how you deliver the content of not being purely conceptual in your words, in how you write it, but how you inject your personal experience to it so that the audience will feel connected to you, and that's what makes it a personalized story. I also love that you have a strong introduction that really caught our attention, and your tone of voice. I love how your voice sounds when delivering a speech, and how you highlight some concepts like I forgot the part, but there was times where you were making a point and you were really highlighting it with the tone of your voice, and you really used it well to your advantage. I would like to improve your speech better for your next project. I would like to recommend a few advice. So from one is eye contact. Remember, we are now dealing with the new normal, so please look at your cameras, everyone. And I know sometimes I'm guilty too of not looking at it, but we have to train ourselves better. And excessive use of hand gestures. I think with how you are in delivering your speech, with your passion, with so much of it, it kind of distracts the the audience from your speaking. So if you plan your gestures, like for example, you were making the habits are formed instead of habits. See, it's quite distracting. So you have to plan your gestures better. And also another thing that also AD Cristina noticed is your background. I think it's okay for us to use backgrounds. And I think a tip, if since we're doing this is a long haul, if you have time to invest in, if you have the money to invest in equipment like a microphone, headphones, and maybe find a spot in your house that you feel like you don't need to use background anymore, so that it won't distract those who are viewing you. So just a suggestion. So Gigi, I love how you're growing as a speaker. It really it serving this club and seeing you all grow, and how you're improving every meeting, where you were when you first delivered your speech and where you are now in your Toastmaster journey. I'm very, very proud of you, of how you are growing as a speaker. And I think growing and applying it for yourself is a testament to how it also makes you more, inspirational to us, because we see your actions. We see that you walk the talk. And I'm excited for your next speech, and congratulations. It was a really contagious speech, and I agree, passion is contagious. So thank you, Gigi. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Evaluator Pat. Okay, here's what I enjoyed about your evaluation, President Pat. When you gave tips, I noticed that you didn't fall short about giving examples, and I really found those examples to be very practical. Okay, and you also gave us some tips on how things that you need in front of the camera. I think we should all try it, nice mic. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not a cheap mic, okay?
It is from Lazada sale, guys. 10, 10, 8, 8.
Okay, so that kind of mic is expensive. Okay, my son has a really nice mic similar to that. Woo, thousands. But it's a good investment to really, if you really want to project yourself effectively in front of the camera, it's a good thing to have. Okay, with all of these little gadgets that you can buy from Lazada. Okay, now another thing is that you're as an evaluator, you encourage our speaker to you took note of her development and you comment on that, and I agree with you very much. Okay, so I'd like us to, ladies and gentlemen, let's congratulate our evaluator, Toastmaster Pat, for a job well done. Okay, now as far as our speaker, now well, I noticed that you are improving, and I really liked your topic. Okay, now I checked the objectives of the speech project. As you know, the objectives of the speech project let me look at my notes. Okay. So the speech project includes a self-assessment test, check your leadership style. And the objectives of the speech is to really share your kind of leadership style based on the assessment. Okay. However, you delivered a topic on how do we become better leaders. So considering that the topic didn't really meet the objectives of the speech project, okay, I would recommend to our Vice President of Education to credit this speech to a level 3 elective, which is on connecting with your audience. That's the objective of that speech project would be to share a topic which is not that familiar to the audience. And I think that this topic fits that kind of speech project. So I hope our speaker could, before constructing a speech, my recommendation really look at the speech project so that your speech could really fit that project. But overall, you did a good job. You improved a lot. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, let's congratulate our speaker for a job well done.
Thank you for General Evaluator. I love how you really took note of the rules that we are having here. And thank you for calling that out and reminding our VP Education. And Gigi, as your evaluator, I would like to suggest that you re-deliver this speech. And also my mistake, I wasn't looking at, I didn't have the copy of your evaluation form. So we'll just credit this to the next speech if you agree with that decision and re-deliver it properly with the objectives. How do you feel about that, Gigi?
No.
Okay, I'll just add Ed. I don't understand what. I just ask Jude.
Yep.
I don't
I'll just,
understand what Ed is saying.
reach out also
Okay,
to.
no problem. Thank you, Gigi. Thank you, General Evaluator. Back to you.
Okay, so our next speaker, Toastmaster Renzo, delivered an interesting speech. Let's see what his evaluator has to say about his presentation. Let's welcome immediate past area director Ching.
Coaching my way through COVID. Congratulations, TM Renzo. What you did well in your speech were the following. Number one, you employed very pragmatic approach. You answered right off the bat, coaching. Number two, your leadership style was solidified with convincing actions applied to your siblings, to Nat, and yourself. This then begs the next statement that your short stories of your engagement with these loved ones made your speech messages very authentic. What I admired about how you delivered your speech was the balance mix between the technical, as you employ definitions, with the stories, the short stories that you presented to us, making us imagine that despite recent events, there is a silver lining. Now, how do you take your speech a notch higher in the succeeding projects? Two things. I proffer two things. Number one, I know that in your speech there was a dialogue between Dad and Renzo. When we employ dialogues, in order to solidify the dialogue, we may wish to employ voicing out the characters in that dialogue. For example, your dad told you, son, Renzo, you might wish to consider life coaching in the future. And you'll say, Dad, since I'm also a financial coach, I would be very open to that. Something like that. So your audience would have an imagination pure of voices, characters at the same time, reliving your experience with your dad on how you came about coaching as a passion that you are in now. Number two, I know that there was a reflection on your part, the three things which you want to do to become a better coach. And when we have these things to enumerate, I suggest moving forward to employ indexing. What is indexing, ladies and gentlemen? Indexing is employing finger movement, so to say. Because Renzo mentioned three things, I will not mention all of them, but just an example. Number one, he said, I will speak less and listen more. That's number one. And then number two, this is the second item. And then number three, what happens when we employ indexing? When we employ indexing, it puts more structure to our speech. And when there is more structure to our speech, our audience are able to relate easily and follow the main messages that we are presenting to them. Overall, TM Renzo, the discovery of your passion in coaching is indeed worthwhile. And I will never forget that you are a basketball aficionado. May I offer another approach as you continue on with your leadership journey via coaching? Say, for example, ladies and gentlemen, Tim Cohn, Phil Jackson, Larry Bird, these are great coaches in the PBA and NBA history, and I'm going to be one of them, not just a sports analogy. I will be a life coach encompassing Larry Bird, Phil Jackson, and Tim Cohn. And with that, BF community is very privileged to have you as one of our coaches. Congratulations, TM Renzo, Mr. General Evaluator.
Wow, thank you very much for that evaluation. You even have a little dog there to congratulate our speaker. Okay. You know, I really enjoy our evaluator Toastmaster Ching. You know, do you know what she just gave? She gave really a what you call storytelling evaluation. I noticed that there are many kinds of evaluators. Not every evaluator understands how to cut and analyze a story. You know, Toastmaster Ching does a really good job. You know, if you really want to become a contestant, well, I think we should listen to the way Ching does it. You know, she does it very effectively. You know, and you know, she even gives good examples to illustrate those points. And you notice her gestures very descriptive. Okay, they communicate a message and they emphasize certain points. I really agree with all your points, and I can't find anything to improve on. You know, you really did a good job. Okay, so, and well, I also commend our speaker, Toastmaster Renzo, for really preparing and, you know, coming up with this presentation on the communication style. You know, honestly, these kinds of topics, communication style, it sounds boring, right? But, you know, when Renzo handled it, it was very engaging, okay? And we actually enjoyed this kind of presentation, even if it's just about the communication style, because we got to understand, hey, there, well, this is really interesting. Okay, so let's give also our speaker a big round of applause. Also our evaluator. Okay. Also the dog of the evaluator. Okay, just kidding. Okay. Now,